What up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Unscripted Sports Show. MoneyE here, back with the MLB first half grades. The All-Star game was 2 nights ago, so the second half begins tomorrow. So I'm here to give some first half grades for the teams. I'll do pitching staffs, offense, bullpen, and overall. That should be fun. And then, of course, my power rankings 15. Week 15. I'll be doing that first. And then remember to like, subscribe, hit the like button for all our videos. No wrestling show this week. When teams combine, the Anarchy series draft part 6 is going to be dropped. It will be this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Pre-recorded live. So check that out. We did part 6 2 weeks ago. It's going to be dropping this week. So, and subscribe to our channels. If you prefer audio, subscribe to on Spotify, Amazon Music, or Apple Music. We have 3 different feeds. We have the Everything Unscripted Podcast Network, Everything Unscripted Podcast Network podcast feed, where all the shows from the network are on that show, and then we have the Wrestling Through the Years podcast feed, where it's all Wrestling Through the Years shows. I just we just started putting episodes up, so the first 2 episodes are up. The team rankings, tag team rankings, and then every Tuesday, there will be a special bonus episode with Retro Tuesday. So old episodes that we did throughout the been doing this for 6 years, almost 6 years. So any episode from the last 6 years will be dropped on Retro Tuesday every Tuesday. So it could be from last year, it could be from our Black Talk days. So even the next 8 Tuesdays are already set up. So this Tuesday, check out what episode we dropped. We dropped some SummerSlam episodes that we did reviewed on. They will be dropping in August. So yeah, so every Tuesday there'll be a Retro Tuesday, I like to call it, bonus episode from any old episode that we've done in the last 6 years will be dropped. So it could be from our first year from YouTube, since we just started putting the episodes up. So it could be any episode from there that we've done in the last year, besides the ones that we've done already. Tag team. I started with tag team rankings episodes. So those are the ones that are there first, and then any episode that we've done in the last 6 years will be dropped every Tuesday. So that should be fun. Yeah. With that said, let's get with the team power ranking. So it was an interesting last week of the first half. Top 5 teams from last week really struggled. Nobody went. The Cubs had the best, went 3-3, and all the rest had losing weeks. Astros went 1-5. Phillies went 2-4. Even Detroit went 2-4. The Dodgers went 2-4. So the top 5 really didn't change much besides one team dropping out in top 5. Other than that, I kept everybody pretty much the same because of that. So with that said, coming at number 15, dropping 7 spots, really falling off the last 2 weeks, struggling. Tampa Bay Rays. I didn't want to drop them out of the top 15. It was either them or the Reds. Since I revealed that the Reds are the odd team out, I'll put them here. They're the team that dropped out. So the Rays are number 15. 1-6 this week. Really struggled. They've been struggling for the last about 2.5 weeks or so. 1547, they dropped to 3rd place in the NL. No, actually 4th place in the AL East. The Boston Red Sox leaping them. So they dropped 7 spots here and coming at number 15. Coming at number 14. San Francisco Giants at number 14 this week. They went 3-3. Went 3-3 this week. 52-45, 3rd place in the NL West. So they're hanging in there. Coming at number 13, the St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, the San Francisco Giants stay at number 14. They didn't move anything. Coming at number 13, the St. Louis Cardinals, dropping 2 spots. They've struggled lately. They've been another team that's been up and down. 1 week they're good, another week they're struggling. A lot of teams have been doing that this year. So they went 3-3 this week, but they dropped because the next team, Boston Red Sox, coming at number 12 this week, not ranked last week. I had to put them in the top 15, but not number 15 because there's other teams that they've been better than. The number 12 felt like the right spot because they're on a 10-game winning streak. Went 7-0 last week. They swept the Rays 4 games. They swept the Rockies, I believe. Whoever they put, yeah, it was Rockies, but they went 7-0, finished the week, and they're on a 10-game winning streak going into the second half of the season. Good for them. This is without Rafael Devers after they traded him. I think they're like 16-8 without him. 15-8. They have a winning record without him, and the Giants have a losing record with Rafael Devers. Man, how things have, yeah. I told it. Yeah, the Red Sox were smart to get rid of him. Sorry for the noise if you hear it in the background. It's people mowing the lawn. So they went to keep the window open because it's hot here in Philly. So they come in number 11, the Seattle Mariners. I think they moved up. Went 3-3 last week. Move up 1 spot. Number 11. Coming at number 10. The San Diego Padres went 4-3, moving up 3 spots here. And 4-3. Coming at number 9, the New York Mets. 3-3 this week, 2nd place behind the Phillies, a half game behind the Phillies at 3-3. They've been playing better baseball in the last 2 weeks before that. So they come at number 9. Coming at number 8, speaking of those Phillies, I'm not going to be biased and just put them where I want to. They struggled last week. They've been inconsistent. So they come at number, and they're only half game up on the Mets. So they come at number 8. There's teams that have been better than them this last week, so they dropped to number 8. Because they were number 5. Coming at number 7, the New York Yankees. They've been playing better. They played better baseball last week. 4-2. So they jump ahead of the Phillies. And they went 4-2 last week. 53-43, second place in the AL East. And the first place Toronto Blue Jays are number 6. They stay at number 6. They were number 6 last week. They stay at number 6. They probably had their worst week in a month. 3-3 this week. Last week. I won't be doing a power rankings next Monday because it's only a weekend, so it'll be the following Monday, 27th. But I still think I will do MLB recap next week at least, or some sort of show. I forget if I have time. So number 5, the Milwaukee Brewers, another hot team, the hottest team in the NL. 7-game win. They're on a 7-game winning streak. Went 6-0 last week, and they come at number 5, second place in the Central, behind the Cubs. And speaking of those Cubs, number 4 are the Chicago Cubs. 3-3 last week. Stay at number 4. They've been at number 4 for the last 2 weeks. 3-3. Best team in the top 5 last week. So they come at number 5. Coming at number 3, the Los Angeles Dodgers. 2-4 last week. Didn't want to move them up or down. So I think this is a good spot for them in the first half. Coming at number 3. Coming at number 2, who's been number 2 for the last couple weeks, the Detroit Tigers. They went 2-4. They had if they went 3-3, I would probably move them up to number 1, but they went 2-4. So Detroit Tigers, best team. They are probably the best team in Major League Baseball, even though I don't have them number 1. But yeah, solid week. Not solid week. Went 2-4. Probably the worst week of the season. And coming in at number 1, the Houston Astros stay at number 1, even despite they went 1-5. After they had a 5-1 week, they struggled before the break. I think a lot of teams just wanted to get to the break. So, not an excuse, but coming at number 5, coming at number 1, the Houston Astros. So now we do the team rankings. Grades. Before we do the grades, I want to show this. 1 key player for each team in the second half by MLB.com. And this was, I don't know who did this article, but I wanted to show this. So, Blue Jays, Anthony Sundar. Remember him? He's been forgotten. The Orioles is Kyle Bradish. The Rays is Brandon Lowe. He had a good first half. I think 19-20 home runs. Red Sox is Garrett Crockett. Yankees, they have 2. It's Judge and Max Fried. In the Central is Shane Weaver. He's coming back from an injury. He's going to add to that rotation. Maybe their Guardians come back and get back in the race. Bobby Witt Jr. Yes, he needs to have a better second half in order for the Rays to start getting back up and living up to expectations. I had them winning the AL Central. I'm looking like a fool right now. Detroit Tigers is Jack Flaherty. Twins is Pablo Lopez. I thought he was out for the season. Yeah. I thought he was out. I thought he was getting toned down. Okay. And then White Sox is Carson Montgomery. I think they're bringing him up. think he's, or maybe he's already up. Never mind. What am I saying? Mike Trout is for the Angels. Jordan Alvarez is coming back from injury. He's been out since May 2nd, so that's a huge upgrade for them, for the Astros. Luis Severiano for the Athletics. We know at the ERA of 5.16. Julio Rodriguez, the most overrated player in Major League Baseball, in my opinion. I like him, but he's overrated. Right? At least right now, he's overrated. That could all change. I think he's overrated, but I like him. I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm not saying that because I don't like him. I think it's better. Maybe if he was on a different team, he wouldn't be overrated. But he's a franchise player. He's the cornerstone of the Mariners, and he's not doing great. Corey Seager is from the Rangers. Michael Harris III is for the Braves. Sandy for the Marlins. Sean Mahia for the Mets. Who the Phillies? Is it Kyle Schwarber? Was it Bryce Harper? I'm gonna say it's Kyle Schwarber. Dylan Cease is posted for the Nationals, number 2 overall pick. He's been injured. Yep, it's Bryce Harper. Harper, yeah, I can understand that. So South Frederick is for the Brewers. Nolan Arenado for the Cardinals. Kyle Tucker for the Cubs. Of course, this could be his last stint, second half. You could be seeing the last of Kyle Tucker in the Cubs uniform come October. He's gonna resign, so this big stretch for them. Rich Keller, who's on the trade block for the Pittsburgh Pirates. A lot of Pirates are on trade block. Hunter Green for the Reds. Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks. Another trade guy on the block. Mookie Betts. He's been up and down this year on the injured list. Rafael Devers, of course. Why wouldn't he be the one? They traded for him. And then Michael King for the Padres with the opening starter. He's coming back. I think he's coming back for injury. They want him to be healthy. And then Tower for the Rockies. I think that's it. Yep. So we're gonna do the power ranking. Team rankings. Team rankings for. So we're gonna do grades. Let's do offense first. So you have A, B, C, D, and F. Let's go in alphabetical order. Arizona Diamondbacks. Before I do, so the Arizona Diamondbacks are 4th in home runs scored according to team rankings. So I'm gonna give them A because they're in the top 5 in runs scored. Top 4 runs scored with over 5 runs a game. So yeah, I'm gonna give them an A. Number Atlanta Braves, I'm gonna give them a D. They should be better, but they're not. They've been struggling. They're in the bottom 10 in runs scored, over just slightly over 4. So I'm gonna give them D because they should be in the top 10. That lineup, they should be in the top 10. Baltimore Orioles, I'm gonna give them a D too. They've been disappointing in offense, bottom 10 in scoring runs too, 4.14. So they should be in better too. They should be in the top 10, at least top 15. Same thing with the Braves. That's maybe not top 10. Each of them should be in the top 12. Boston Red Sox. Interesting. I'm gonna give them a B because they are number 5 in runs scored. That might be because of the last 10 games, but we're 5 runs a game, and they're doing this after they traded Rafael Devers. They've been up and down, but I'll give them a pass. I'll give them another pass because they traded Rafael Devers and they're still in the top 5 in runs scored. Again, that could be from the last 10 to 15 games, but they're doing this without Rafael Devers. They traded him, and their offense is better. Chicago Cubs been at the top for been in the top 5 all season. Probably the best offense in the league. Number 2 behind the Dodgers, but they've been number 1 consistently in 1 or 2. So yeah, the White Sox. I'm giving them an F. What else is there to say about the White Sox? Bottom 3 in runs scored. Yeah, nothing much to say about that. Cincinnati Reds, I'm going to give them a C. They've been decent. They're in the top 15 in runs scored, so yeah, I'll give them a C. Cleveland Guardians, I'm giving them an F. Probably one of the worst. We're bottom 5 in the offense. They can't score. Their pitching is all right, but they can't score. That's why they started to struggle. And they should be better. They should be in the top 20, top 15, but they're not. The Rockies, not much to say. F. Worst offense in let's see, 27. So yeah. Detroit Tigers, I'm gonna give them a A. I'm gonna give the Tigers an A. Top 6 in offense, just slightly under 5 runs a game, but that's 4.97. Yeah. Houston Astros, I'm gonna give them a B. They've been without 2 of their best players, and they've been consistent. They've been number 15, so I'll give them a pass because they don't have Alvarez or Pena. The last couple, they haven't had Pena for almost a month, and Alvarez since May, and they're in the top 15. So I'll give them a pass. Kansas City, I thought their offense was going to be better this year, so I'm going to give them a D. I'm giving them a D. Their offense should be better. They averaged 4 runs a game last year. They dropped off. The Angels, I'm going to give them a C because their offense has been up and down, but they're in the top 15 too. So I'm going to give them a C. So I'm going to give them a B because they're better than I thought they would be. LA Dodgers, I'm going to give them a B because it. No, I'm going to give them an A. They're number 1 right now in offense, so they are where they are supposed to be. I'll give them an A. Marlins, another F. Nah, I'll give them a D. Miami's surprisingly not in the bottom 10. Number 18. So I'll give them a D. Milwaukee Brewers, I'll give them a B. Their offense has been really good the last month. They're in the top 10. The Twins, I'm giving them a D. No, I'll give them an F. Their offense sucks. They can't score runs either. They're bottom 10, but I feel like they should be better. The New York Mets. I'm gonna give them a C because they paid Juan Soto all this money, and their offense should be better. Their offense should be top 10, maybe even top 5. Their offense is paid like top 5. Yankees, I'm gonna give them a C too. They should be better. Yeah, and they're number 3, but that's probably no. The Yankees, their offense was struggling until a couple weeks, until recently. So I'm gonna give them a C because their offense should be better. I know they're ranked 3rd, but from what I've seen, that I watched, from what I've watched this season from the Yankees, their offense should be better. I know they're 3rd in runs scored, but they should be better. Not all about runs. So, but this is all I've seen. This is from the eye test. From what I watched many games this year, and from what I've seen and bet on many games. So what I've seen from the Yankees is C. The A's, I'm gonna give them a C. They play in a small ballpark. Their offense has been up and down, but they can score runs when they. Yeah, let me see. A's, the A's. Oh, the A's. Let me see the A's. From what I've seen, I'll give them an A. The Phillies, I'm giving them a C. They should be in the top 10 too in runs scored, but they're number 12, I think. And from the eye test, I've watched a lot. I've watched most Phillies games this year, if not all. And yeah, they're too inconsistent. It's the same thing with the Mets, same thing with the Yankees. Those offenses should be better, but they're too inconsistent. One week they're bad, one week they're good, one week they're bad, one week they're good. Yankees, Mets, and Phillies should all be more consistent. And that's why I give them all 3 of them C's. The Pittsburgh Pirates, worst offense in the league. Nothing else to say about that. San Diego Padres, I give them a B. I think they've been playing better. Their offense is more consistent than the Yankees, Phillies, and in Yankees. I give them a B because I think their offense is better. Right now, they're better. Their offense is slightly better than the Phillies and Yankees and Mets. From what I've seen, so I give them a B. Because the Yankees, Mets, and Phillies should all be in the top 5. I mean, they're paid like top 5. San Francisco Giants, I give them a C. Getting Rafael Devers, it hadn't changed. Their offense should be better. Seattle Mariners, I gave them a. Yeah, I give them San Francisco D because they should be better with Rafael Devers than they have been. Seattle Mariners C. I think their offense has been better on the road than at home, so I'm giving them a C. Their offense is better than last year. St. Louis Cardinals, I also give a C. They've been up and down too. C's are more inconsistent. So, Tampa Bay, I also give a C. From what I've seen. Texas Rangers, their offense should be better. They should be at top 10, and they suck. So I give them a D. Toronto Blue Jays, their offense is better than I thought they would be. So I give them a C, B. Washington Nationals, I give them a D. But there's your rankings. So offense wise, Dodgers, Arizona, Cubs, Detroit, as top offenses. And the next tier, the B, I give B. Red Sox, Astros, Angels, Brewers, Padres, and Blue Jays. All offenses I thought weren't going to be all that great, but are better. So that's why I put them in the B. And teams that are inconsistent, I put in the C column. I give them C's or D. Cincinnati Reds, Mets, Yankees, A's, Phillies, Mariners, Cardinals, and Rays. A's, I think I might be giving them too much. But I'll give them a C because I think they're better than I thought they would be. In the D, Kansas City, I thought they were going to be better. Their offense should be better. The Braves, Orioles, offense should be better. Marlins, San Francisco, their offense should be better. And Rangers' offense should be better. And Washington, give them a D. I think they're better than the bottom five it did. White Sox, Guardians, and Rockies, Twins, and Pirates, all F. Probably the worst offenses in the league, what I've seen. You got three from the AL Central. The only team that's good has a good offense in that division, Detroit. So now let's do starting rotation. Again, this is my opinion. This is basically what I see. Let's start with Washington this time. Washington, yeah, I gave them an F. I think Gore is the only pitcher that starting rotation is good. Otherwise, everybody else is below average. Toronto Blue Jays, I think the rotation has been better than I saw. So I'll give them a B. The Rangers, Jacob DeGrom is back. I'll give them a B too. I think their rotation is keeping them in the race. I think they have a good rotation. Same with Bay Rays. I think the rotation is keeping them in the race. They're better than I thought. So I'll give them a B too. St. Louis Cardinals, I gave them a give them a C. Yeah, I think the rotation is average, so I'm giving them a C. Seattle Mariners, I gave them a B because they have some guys that are not like Logan. I think Logan Logan with Gilbert is struggling. I think Luis Theo has been up and down. Otherwise, the rotation's been pretty good. I'll give them a B because yeah, I'll give them a B. San Francisco Giants, their rotation's been pretty solid, so about average. So I'll give them a C. San Diego Padres, give them a B. The rotation has been pretty good. Pittsburgh Pirates, other than schemes, I give them a C. I think schemes give them Philadelphia Phillies, I give them an A. Best rotation, probably top three best rotations in baseball. The A's, I give them a D. Yankees, I give them a C. Other than Matt Frieda and Rodon, the rotation sucks. Mets, I would have gave them a B earlier in the season, but the rotations have come back to earth. So give them a C too. Twins, give them a C. Brewers, I think give them an A. I think their rotation's been really good. Really, really good. Marlins, an F. Dodgers, I'll give them a B. I think I'm being nice with a B. But I think the rotation's been pretty better than above average, but they haven't been top tier like they should be. Angels, the Royals, give them a C. Astros, B. Detroit Tigers, I'll give them an A. I mean, Screwball, Jack Flaherty, they've been solid, and that's why they have the best record in baseball. So give them a D. I mean A. Rockies F. Guardians, I give them a C. They've been okay. Red, another C. White Sox, a D. They have some pretty good guys. Cubs, I give them a C. I mean B. The rotation's been solid. For Boston, I give them a B. I mean C. I'll give them a B. The rotation's been better than I thought. Orioles, D. The rotation sucks. A. I mean Atlanta, D. The rotation should be better than it is. And Arizona Diamondbacks, I give him a B. C. So the only teams that have the best rotation, I think, Phillies, Brewers, Tigers, from what I've seen. And I could be way up. I could be. I mean, the Phillies, and I think the Dodgers should be in A, but they have a lot of they've had a lot of injuries. So San Diego should be. Seattle should be probably in A, but I think B is right for right now. So, I don't want to give too many A's, so I mean, maybe I should. Maybe I should. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give Seattle A. Seattle A. Dodgers stay at B because they've had injuries, and I think the rotation should be better than it is. But yeah, so there's that. Now bullpens. The bullpen time. Uh, so this is gonna be interesting. So Arizona, based on what I'm reading, what I've found, ERA for Diamondbacks is 5.3. So I'm gonna give them an F for bullpen. If I'm looking at the right stat, that have one of the worst bullpen. Braves, same thing. Yes, from what I've seen, their bullpen should be better. The Orioles, I give them a D. Or maybe it's they're in the middle. Red Sox, they're in the middle, top 10. I'll give them a B. Cubs, I'll give them a C because they need bullpen help too. They don't have a legit closer. White Sox, give them an F. Cincinnati Reds, give them a D. Their bullpen is, let's see. This is from what I've seen, so we give them a D. Cleveland, I think they still have a good bullpen, so I give them a C. What should they be? No. They have one of the best bullpens. B. Rockies, nothing else to say. F. Detroit Tigers, I think they have a solid bullpen. That's why they keep winning games. They have a solid bullpen. Houston Astros, I've always had to go bullpen. Give them an A. This is from what I've seen. The Royals, I'm giving them a B. Solid bullpen. Angels, I give them a C. Dodgers, I give them a C. From what I've seen, they need help. They need bullpen help too. So, and their bullpen should be better. The fact that they're looking at a closer, says it all. So, I think Tanner Scott is a disappointment, and they should be better. So I give them a C. Marlins, I give them a D. Brewers, I think they have one of the best bullpens. So I'll give them an A. Twins, give them a C. Mets, yeah, give them a C because they're looking for bullpen help too. Yankees, I give them a D. They should have one of the best bullpens. Athletics, probably a D. Slightly better than these three. The Phillies, I give them, other than Romero, I give them a C. Pirates, they have two solid back end bullpen guys, and everybody wants them. So give them a C. San Diego, one of the best bullpens in baseball. Give them an A. San Francisco, they have a solid bullpen. Give them an A. Or a B. Seattle, probably one of the best closers in baseball. Give them a B. St. Louis, give them a C. Tampa Bay, I think they have solid bullpen. They use their bullpen a lot, so we'll give them a B. Texas, give them a C. Blue Jays, they have one of the best bullpen, so I'll give them a B. And Washington, I'll give them a D. So yeah, that's the bullpen. And now on to this overall. Overall grade for each team. The team grade for overall first half for each team. And I changed it a little bit. The background, change the background a little bit too. But let's start with let's go random here. Let's start with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Best team in the NL, best record in NL, second best record in baseball, defending champions. They've been up and down. They had a rough week, but they've been consistent more than most teams. So I'll give them a B. I think there's only one A in this, and that's it. Next team I'm going to do. The Detroit Tigers are the only one I think should be probably A, but we'll see. Detroit Tigers, best team in baseball. Solid offense, solid bullpen, solid rotation. Just solid all around. Been most consistent team until last week. That was last week of this first half. I really do like their team. They have a good manager. He's won before. So AJ Hinch is a good, very good manager. He's proven he still is a good manager. So, yeah. Next, the Atlanta Braves. I give them an F. They should be better than they are. They should be probably winning the NL East if they had a better manager. Acuna's back, Strider's back, but they've had injuries to rotation, but their lineup is still should be top 10. I'll give them F because there was a lot of people, including myself, picked them to win the NL East. I give them an F. The Chicago Cubs, I give them a B because they've fallen off a little bit, lost the NL Central lead. Not lost it, but Brewers are on their tail. So speaking of the Brewers, I'll give them a B. They're better than I thought they would be, especially last month. So they've been playing solid baseball. The Phillies, they've been playing solid baseball. Yankees, they give them a C. They should be better, but they've had injuries, but their bullpen should be better. Rotation, the lineup should be better. The lineup should be more consistent. It isn't. The New York Mets, I give them a C. Because they've been inconsistent too. They were consistent and then they've been inconsistent. So. And then the Phillies, I gave them a C. Because they've been inconsistent too. They should be better than they are. Not record wise, but they should be more consistent. I'm not gonna be biased and put them in A. So I'm gonna be tough and say C. Cleveland Guardians, give them a D. They've been struggling. They fell off. They lost 10 straight. When you lose 10 straight like that, they should be C or D. So I'm gonna give them a D. They've been one of the most disappointing teams in baseball. Diamondbacks, I give them a D too. They fell off. They should be better. I'm disappointed too by how they've been playing, especially the last 2 months. So I'll give them a D. The Orioles, the last month has put me back into D. Otherwise, they would be F. They started off bad, and I mean bad, and they would normally be in F, but the last month they've come around. They've been playing better, so slightly above F. Boston Red Sox, I give them a B because they've been playing better without Devers, and they've been playing with a lot of young players. So Alex Cora, what he's done with that pitching staff, emergence of the reemergence of Polito, can't pronounce his name, but yeah, there's some, and then Walker Brewer has been okay, but that pitching staff has been better than I thought. I'll give them a B. They played better than everybody saw after Devers trade, so give them a B. Houston Astros are given. Okay, here's another A. I'll give the Houston Astros an A. I thought this was the year that they were gonna fall off. They lost they got Bregman left, Tucker left. I mean, they traded Tucker, they let Bregman go. I thought this was the year that they were gonna fall off a little bit and then struggle. But they regained that NL West and they're back in first place. They own that NL West. So yeah. The Angels, I give them a C. Better than better than I thought it would be. Mike Trout has been healthy, knock on wood. White Sox, F. No, it's a good result. Rockies, another F. Nothing else to say. Worst record in baseball, probably won't even win 50 games. The Blue Jays, better than I thought, so I'll give them a B. Washington Nationals, give them a D. I thought they were going to be better. So I'll give them a D. The Rangers, I'll give them a D. I thought they were going to win the NL West, but there was finally going to be the year that they win. Tampa Bay Rays, better than I thought. See, solid season, just been inconsistent, but they've been consistent. And last 2 weeks they fallen off, so give them a C. St. Louis, better than I thought, but they've been inconsistent too, so they dropped to a C. 2 weeks ago, I would have said a B. Seattle, I'm going to give them a B because they've been, even though they lost the lead in the AL West, they've still been hanging around. So, give them a B. San Francisco Giants, C. They haven't been better since the double straight. San Diego Padres started off great, falling off a little bit, but they've been solid. They've been steady around second and third in San Francisco, so I give them a B. Played better baseball. The Pittsburgh Pirates, I'm gonna give them a C. They had that little run. They've been better than I thought they would be. They swept the Pirates. They swept the Phillies and Mets. So yeah, they deserve to be a C. A's, I give them a D. I think they should. Yeah, I give them. I mean, they had that little run in the beginning, but otherwise they've been the A's. I give them a D. Twins, I gave them a C. They had a 13-game winning streak. So A's, I want to give them a C. But we're picking some. I'm going to give the A. Because they're better than slightly better than I thought they would. Miami, I'll give them a D. Maybe I'm being too nice with the A, but from what I've seen, they've been better than they should. I guess. Kansas City, been given an F. They should be the second. They should be right there with the Tigers, but they've been so inconsistent and so disappointing. I'm giving them an F because I picked them to win the AL Central because the Braves and so that's why I'm putting those into F because those two teams have been disappointing to me. In Cincinnati, I give them a C. They've been inconsistent too. A's, I'm still deciding. I'll give them a C. I'll keep them a C. So the two A's, Detroit and Houston. Detroit because they have the best record. Houston because they're better than I thought they would. Everybody thought they were going to fall off the face of the earth. I thought they too. I think I had in third place. So they're in first place without their two best players, Alvarez and Pena. So give them credit, give them that. They came around to first place again and haven't looked back like it. Dodgers, Cubs, B. Cubs falling off a little bit. Dodgers, it's too easy to put them A. I don't think they had an A season that, I mean, the first half that should be an A. So I give them a B. I think their rotation has been injuries and their line has been injuries. They've been inconsistent with offense. More than it should be. And the Brewers, better than I thought. Red Sox, better than without Devers. Blue Jays, better than I thought. Mariners and Padres, solid. Yankees, Mets, and Phillies, too inconsistent. They should be in the B's, but I should be giving them B's, but they've been too inconsistent. Even though the Phillies are in first place, they're only half game up. The Mets only half game out, and the Yankees falling back to second place. They lost that lead. The Angels, better than I thought. Tampa Bay, better than I thought. St. Louis, same thing. San Francisco would be a B, but they've been worse than most ever. Pirates, 10-game winning streak. Deserves to be. He had that kind of winning streak to sweep the Mets and Phillies, first and second place in the East. I think he deserves to be a C. Solid season, solid first half. Win 13 games in a row, or whatever it was. Give them a C, even though they've fallen off. A's, I'll be nice and give them a C. I think they're better. And then Reds, they've been too inconsistent too. Guardians, disappointing. These are most of the D's I gave are teams that I thought were going to be better. Besides Nationals and Marlins, Nationals, I thought they were going to be way better. Not way better, but better. Marlins, give them credit. They've been in games. They came off a winning streak themselves. 8 games in a row? The Braves, White Sox, the Braves, Kansas City, very disappointing. I don't think they've had the winning streak for all the games. I think the Royals had like 6-game winning streak. The Braves had 10, but both disappointing. Both, I picked them both to win their division, but I give them F. F. Freaking F for them. Let's see. Second half of the season. Let's preview that a little bit. Let's look at the game. And I don't think I'm going to change my World Series pick. I think I'm going to stick with the Cubs. Cubs versus who did I have? Cubs. Cubs versus Rangers. I think the Rangers can make a run here. They have a solid. They have a solid chance at making some trades, and the Rangers can get back in the race. But I'm gonna change my AL pick. I'm gonna pick the Astros versus the Cubs in the World Series, and the Astros winning the World Series. Yes, that's my prediction. Let's take a look at some. I want to check out some odds for the Astros. So I do think Astros are going to win the West, AL West. Tigers going to win the AL Central. I think the Yankees are going to make trades and they're going to win it in the AL East. Dodgers obviously going to win the AL West, NL West. Cubs, I think, are going to win the NL Central. The Phillies and Mets, it's going to come down to who makes the good trades and who gets hot at the end. I don't want to be biased. So I'm going to say the Mets win the NL East. I'm going to say the Mets win the NL East. The Phillies get the first wild card. They play the third team. They probably play the Mets in the first wild card round. But I think whoever wins the NL East is going to be third, and whoever comes in second is going to have the get the first wild card. That's San Diego gets the second, and I think the Brewers get the third. So their NL playoff is Dodgers 1, Cubs 2, Mets 3, Phillies 4, Padres 5, and Brewers 6. And Dodgers and Cubs get buys, and you got the Mets versus Phillies in the wild card round, and you got No, never mind. Mets versus Brewers rematch in the wild card round, and you got the San Diego Padres and Phillies in the wild card round, and then the Phillies beat the Padres, the Mets beat the Brewers, and the Mets play the Cubs, and the Phillies play the Dodgers, and ooh, yeah, Cubs beat the Mets, Dodgers beat the Phillies, the Cubs beat the Dodgers, and the Cubs move on to the World Series. So that's how I see it. In the AL, Tigers get number one, Astros 2, Yankees 3, Blue Jays get 4, Seattle gets 5, and the Red Sox get 6. So you'll see Yankees versus Red Sox in the wild card round for 2 games, for best of 3 between the Red Sox and Yankees. You can't get better than that. And then you got Seattle versus, what did I say? I said Seattle. Oh, Blue Jays. Seattle versus the Blue Jays. I think Seattle wins over the Blue Jays. And I think the Red Sox upset the Yankees. So you get the Tigers versus the Red Sox in the divisional round, and you got the Astros versus the Mariners in the divisional round, and Astros win against the Mariners, and the Tigers beat the Red Sox, and Astros versus the Tigers. AJ Hinch loses to his old team, and the Astros go to the World Series and play the Cubs, and I think the Astros beat the Cubs in 7 games, and your Astros are the 2025 World Series champions. Sorry for the Houston Astros fans. Sorry for the Houston Astros haters. I got the Astros winning the World Series. Because they're going to make trades too. They have one of the best GMs in baseball. So they're going to make trades necessary to win, to get to the World Series. Mm-hmm. So those are my predictions for the second half. No visual, but yeah, that's my second half predictions. And I gave you roundabout and round. I gave you all the stuff. So recap. Dodgers. In order of the team: Dodgers, Cubs, Mets, Phillies, Padres, and Brewers. AL: Tigers, Astros, Yankees, Blue Jays, Mariners, and Red Sox. Let's see. World Series odds. So right now, Dodgers are number 1, Tigers number 2, Phillies 3, 800, Yankees 4, Astros are plus 1,000, 10 to 1, and Mets are plus is 12 to 1. What are the Red Sox? 27 to 1 for the Red Sox. So exact result is, where is it? Where's the Astros? Astros to beat the Cubs. Astros to beat the Cubs is 60-1. 60-1 for Astros to beat the Cubs. I'm so tempted to bet that. Astros to beat the Cubs is 60-1. And now let's look at the second half. Starting tomorrow, Red Sox and Cubs. Giolito, this is who I'm talking about. The reemergence of System 1 ERA of 3.36. Playing facing Rhea. Cubs, Wrigley Field, Friday afternoon, 2 p.m. Two historic teams. I can't wait. I want to watch that. White Sox and Pirates. Yeah. Padres and Nationals. Okay. Angels and Phillies. Mike Trout comes home. Play his hometown team. Home run prop for him every game. He's gonna hit a home run in Philadelphia. Giants and Blue Jays. So I think the Cubs win that series. Pirates win this series. I'm gonna say Nationals upset the Padres this series. Phillies win this series 2-3. Nationals win 2-3. Pirates sweep. Win 2-3. Cubs win 2-3. But it's gonna be a close series. Giants. I think Jays win. Yeah. I think Giants up take 2-3. Mets and Reds. Mets take 2-3. Guardians and Athletics. I think Athletics take 2-3. Royals and Marlins. Marlins take 2-3. Braves and Yankees. I think the Yankees sweep. Probably 2-3, but I'm gonna say sweep. Royals and Rays and Orioles. I think the Rays sweep. I think the Rays get back on track. So I'm gonna say sweep. Rangers and Tigers. I'm gonna say Tigers take 2-3. Rockies and Twins. Twins take 2-3. D-backs Cardinals. D-backs get the sweep. Mariners and Astros. I think the Astros take 2-3. And Dodgers and Brewers. I'm gonna say Brewers take 2-3. That's my prediction for the second half of the first series of the second half. Let's take a look at next week. I'm not. Oh no, I'll do that on Monday. No. So with that said, yeah, there's nothing else to say but to subscribe, like the video, do all that great stuff, and yeah, hit the subscribe button, subscribe, like. Remember, there's no wrestling show this week. When teams combine, we'll be back on Saturday, even though it's pre-recorded live. But 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be dropping part 6 of the NRQ series draft. So check that out. See who goes off the board, who gets drafted. Will Batman finally get drafted? Will the top cartoons get drafted? We'll find out on Saturday. But for MoneyE, I'm out.